The Central Intelligence Agency's Project Mockingbird, if you have ever heard of it, evokes images of espionage and manipulation, where shadows conceal obscure secrets and power is wielded behind closed doors. Project Mockingbird is a fitting name for this clandestine chapter in the CIA's lesser-known history, leaving an questionable mark on the agency's legacy. This chapter involves infiltration and control of the media, sparking endless debates and investigations. At the heart of this story is Project Mockingbird and Operation Mockingbird, each having its own shadowy and controversial history. Project Mockingbird was a CIA operation that was specifically directed at manipulating the media. It targeted journalists such as Paul J. Scott and Robert S. Allen in the early 1960s, the CIA's actions raising questions about the actual freedom of the press. Operation Mockingbird was a much broader program, to this day subject to much speculation, debate, and controversy. It supposedly involved the CIA using hundreds of journalists to manipulate and influence public opinion. This has far-reaching implications if one values a well-informed public. The line between these two entities has blurred, sometimes making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. This has led to confusion and fueled conspiracy theories, adding layers of complexity and obscuring its true purpose. This essay aims to untangle these threads, providing some clarity in a sea of misinformation and speculation. We will explore the history, controversies, and lasting implications of both Project Mockingbird and Operation Mockingbird. The story of Mockingbird is a cautionary tale, highlighting the potential dangers of unchecked power and secrecy. It underscores the importance of vigilance in a democratic society. It raises critical questions about the role of government and the importance of a free press, questions that remain relevant today. This story continues to resonate today as we grapple with misinformation and propaganda in the digital age, a testament to the enduring power of the press and the ongoing struggle for truth. In the annals of Cold War espionage, the lines between national security and personal privacy were often blurred. Project Mockingbird stands as a stark example of government overreach, a covert operation that pushed ethical boundaries. This specific CIA operation, conducted in the early 1960s, targeted two prominent journalists, Paul J. Scott and Robert S. Allen. These journalists were known for their syndicated column, the Allen Scott Report, which was widely read across the nation. Their column often featured scoops on sensitive national security matters, making them a target for those in power. Project Mockingbird was no secret squirrel operation. It was a well-coordinated effort with significant resources. It was authorized at the highest levels of government, reflecting the seriousness with which it was undertaken. Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, brother of President John F. Kennedy, is believed to have requested the wiretapping of Scott and Allen. The operation was overseen by then CIA Director John McCone, a key figure in the intelligence community. The CIA placed Scott and Allen under surveillance for 90 days, meticulously monitoring their communications. The agency wanted to identify their sources within the government, aiming to plug any leaks. The CIA suspected that Scott and Allen were receiving classified information, which could jeopardize national security. This information pertained to the Cuban Missile Crisis and other sensitive topics, heightening the stakes. The agency believed that leaks could compromise national security, a risk they were unwilling to take. However, the wiretapping was a clear violation of the journalist's First Amendment rights, raising serious ethical questions. The true extent of Project Mockingbird remains shrouded in secrecy, with many details still classified. However, its existence reveals a troubling willingness on the part of the government to spy on its own citizens, blurring ethical lines. The operation also raises concerns about the potential chilling effect on investigative journalism, a cornerstone of democracy. The fear of government surveillance could discourage journalists from pursuing stories that hold the powerful accountable, undermining the free press. In the 1970s, journalist Carl Bernstein dropped a bombshell. He revealed that the CIA had been secretly paying journalists to publish propaganda. This revelation shook the foundations of trust between the press and the public. In response, the Senate launched an investigation to uncover the extent of the CIA's influence on the media. The findings were startling, and the public demanded accountability and transparency. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a prominent environmental attorney and activist, made serious allegations about the CIA's involvement in manipulating the media. He argued that the agency's covert operations had compromised journalistic integrity and undermined democracy. Kennedy's claims reignited the debate about the role of intelligence agencies in shaping public perception and the importance of a free and independent press. The issue of press freedom and government transparency remains as relevant today as ever, impacting societies globally. Journalists play a crucial role in holding power to account, but they can only do so if they operate without undue influence or fear of retribution. Ensuring that the media remains free from government manipulation is essential for a healthy democracy and informed citizenry. As we reflect on the lessons from Project Mockingbird, it's clear that vigilance and integrity are the twin pillars that uphold and safeguard the truth, and maintaining the public trust via an informed citizenry. This video brought to you by Nonya Business.